after a federal grand jury indicted Julie Chrisley on 12 counts of wire fraud, conspiracy to commit bank fraud, and conspiracy to defraud the United States. She was sentenced to 28 months in federal prison. Donald Trump granted Julie and her husband, Todd Chrisley, presidential pardons earlier this year. They are now back with their family, nevertheless, and readjusting to daily life. Furthermore, Julie recently talked candidly about her time in prison. To learn more, continue reading. Julie was the mom in a prison. Julie Chrisley was imprisoned at the FNC in Lexington, Kentucky, for 28 months of her 7-year term. She and her spouse were found guilty of fraud and tax evasion. However, she was pardoned by the president and released from prison in May. Julie has been adjusting to life outside of prison gradually. She has moved into her new home and reconnected with her kids. The reality star has also begun to provide specifics about her time spent in prison. Julie Chrisley's experience in prison has piqued the interest of her fans. Julie was questioned about her experience by Real Housewives of Atlanta actress Kandi Burruss on a recent edition of the Chrisley Confessions 2.0 podcast. Chrisley was asked by Burruss if she had ever been approached. Then Julie said, "Hit on me." No, they didn't actually. She also disclosed that the group she was with referred to her as the mom. Chrisley also revealed that she benefited from being recognized as a matriarch by her appearance on Chrisley Knows Best. "I think people, because of the show, had this idea that she's everybody's mom," she clarified. "She is the mother." She went on to say that worked in my favor. "In there, the girls thought I was their mother. They behaved themselves well. Everyone treated me with kindness." While incarcerated, Julie Chrisley denies having a romantic relationship. Kandi Burruss, actress of Real Housewives of Atlanta, asked Julie Chrisley what she thought about having sex while incarcerated. Julie was first given a sentence of 7 years in prison, as Kandi noted. "You were supposed to be in there for 7 years originally, right?" Burruss also asked Julie, "That's a long time. You were prepared to go without anything for the entire 7 years?" Julie Chrisley responded to her pal without hesitation. "Yes, absolutely," she clarified. "I never thought of it." Chrisley has also been candid about her incarceration experience. "You have no control," she clarified. It contrasts sharply with the reality star's previous way of life. She frequently got what she wanted because she was a reality star. Apart from her open admission, Chrisley also talked about the guidance she was given upon entering the institution. "When I first arrived, they warned me that you couldn't live in here and out there at the same time because it would literally drive you insane. That's the reality," she added. "You get farther away from the outside world the longer you stay there." Julie Chrisley said that she is glad to be with her family again. Regarding her being the prison mom, what are your thoughts? Julie Chrisley, the matriarch of the Chrisley Knows Best empire, has spent much of her life as a symbol of Southern grace, family loyalty, and Christian values. But since entering prison alongside her husband, Todd Chrisley, her world has been flipped upside down. Fans have been dying to know how the once polished reality TV mom is adjusting to life behind bars, a far cry from her Nashville mansion and carefully curated family dinners. And now, in a bombshell revelation, Julie has opened up about one of the more surprising aspects of prison life: unwanted attention from fellow inmates, a shock to the system. When Julie first reported to prison, the narrative around her was sympathetic. Unlike Todd, who had developed a reputation for being brash and outspoken, Julie was viewed as softer, kinder, and more reserved. Many assumed she would quietly serve her time, avoiding drama. But insiders say prison is no place for someone to fade into the background. Julie walked in and immediately stood out, a fellow inmate allegedly told a tabloid. She carried herself differently. You could tell she came from money, and people noticed that. According to prison insiders, Julie's southern charm and good looks quickly drew attention. But it wasn't just admiration for her Chrisley Knows Best fame. Some inmates took their interest a step further. Flirtations behind bars. In a candid update to family members during a monitored call, Julie reportedly admitted that she has, in fact, been hit on in prison. It's strange. Julie allegedly confessed. I've been married to Todd for so long, I don't even know how to respond to that kind of attention anymore. Part of me wants to laugh it off, but in here, you can't always laugh. You have to be careful. Sources claim that Julie has received notes slipped under her door in comments while in the cafeteria line. Some were harmless compliments, while others carried a tone that made Julie uncomfortable. One prison insider explained, "It's not uncommon. New inmates, especially those with notoriety, can become the focus of attention. Some people see it as a challenge. If they can say they flirted with or even dated a famous person, it's a badge of honor inside." Staying loyal to Todd. Despite the awkwardness of her situation, Julie has been firm about one thing. She remains loyal to Todd. Even while navigating her new reality, Julie has reportedly told friends and family she would never entertain anyone's advances. Julie is devoted to Todd. Her daughter Savannah revealed in a recent podcast. She's always been about family and commitment. Just because she's in a tough spot doesn't mean she's going to change who she is. Savannah, who has taken on the role of caretaker for her younger siblings while both parents serve time, said she wasn't shocked to hear her mom was getting attention. "My mom's beautiful, she's kind, and people are drawn to her. But she knows where her heart is, and that's with my dad." Prison politics. The bigger issue, however, isn't the flirtations themselves but how Julie navigates them. According to experts on prison culture, rejecting advances too harshly can create tension, while being too friendly can spark rumors. It's a delicate balance. "You're walking a tightrope," said a former prison counselor. "You can't let people think you're interested, but you also can't offend the wrong person." Julie's intelligence and grace are going to be her strongest tools here. Insiders say Julie has adopted a polite but firm approach, never encouraging flirtations but never responding with hostility either. She's learning fast. One insider noted, "Julie's not naive. She knows one wrong word can turn a situation into a problem." How Todd is handling it. If there's one person who won't take the news lightly, it's Todd Chrisley. Known for his protective, and sometimes controlling, nature, Todd has allegedly been furious at the idea of anyone hitting on his wife. Can you imagine Todd finding out people are making moves on Julie? A family friend joked. He's in his own prison, so there's nothing he can do, and that drives him crazy. Todd's always been territorial when it comes to Julie. Reportedly, Julie has chosen not to share every detail of her experiences with Todd, knowing it could stress him out unnecessarily. Instead, she's reassured him of her love and loyalty, focusing their conversations on family matters and their hopes for appeal. The public's fascination. Fans of the Chrisley Knows Best franchise have always been captivated by Julie, who often served as the calm center of the chaotic Chrisley household. Hearing that she's receiving unwanted advances in prison has sparked mixed reactions online. Julie's quiet strength. What has impressed many close to Julie is her resilience. While her husband's brash personality often grabs headlines, Julie's quiet strength is beginning to shine through in a new light. She's handling herself with so much dignity, a family source shared. She doesn't complain, she doesn't lash out. She's trying to make the best of an awful situation. The fact that she can laugh off something like getting hit on in prison just shows her character. Even in the most uncomfortable situations, Julie has kept her composure. She reportedly told Savannah during one phone call, "This is just another storm I have to weather. I've survived worse." What this means for the Chrisley legacy. As the Chrisley family continues to grapple with life after fame, Julie's ability to adapt may be one of the keys to their long-term survival. Whether or not she openly addresses the flirtations in a future interview or memoir, her resilience is already shaping how fans see her. Instead of just being Todd's wife, Julie is emerging as a figure of her own strength and endurance. Final thoughts? The question, did Julie Chrisley get hit on in prison, has been answered with a resounding yes. But the bigger story isn't about the flirtations themselves. It's about how Julie, a woman defined for years by her role as wife and mother, is navigating one of the toughest chapters of her life with grace, humor, and unshakable loyalty. Julie Chrisley might not have chosen this path, but the way she's handling it is reshaping her legacy. Even behind prison walls, her story continues to capture hearts, not because of scandal, but because of her strength. Let us know in the comments.